would have gone out. I would have left that fight. I would not have used my BKB to see if there's a situation to take the fight. But, you know, that's why I'm not rank 3. In Your Dream just lingering in the corners of the fight with just his casual BKB, no dragon form. And was seeing if he had any opportunities to be able to just cast spells. And he actually helped kill this Ember and the Pugna. Alright guys, today we're going to be watching a replay of In Your Dream. He is Indonesian mid player, also can play carry. He's actually my ex-teammate from Team Tigers. We won a minor together. Currently he is rank 3. Previously he has been rank 1. He was probably like one of the longest lasting rank 1s in Southeast Asia. Now he's currently rank 3. I believe Abed and maybe Armel might be the other player who's like ahead of him right now. The two Filipinos. So let's see how he plays his mid lane. I chose this replay because he's playing Dragonknight. I think Dragonknight is a great hero. It's really good at taking towers, very good team hero. And a lot of you can pick up this hero quite easily as well because he doesn't need too much microing, sort of say. You don't have to worry too much about that. So at the start of the game, he got a Gauntlet, some damage with the Circlet. His Quelling Blade obviously need that deep damage, Fairy Fire. And he put a ward out here on the left side so you can see the top rune. Just blocking casually. So one of the reasons why Dragonknight is so good is because he's got this passive that gives him insane amount of health regen and armor. You essentially cannot really lose the mid lane with this hero. But your movement is what's most important when you're playing Dragonknight and when you use your dragon form to farm. Like you see here, Ember immediately casting a shield, wants to secure the last hits. At this point, he's just focused on trying to like get those denies against him, and he doesn't mind tanking some of the flame guard damage or the creeps because he's got that 4 health regen and armor on level 1. Normally you see people take Breathe Fire, but he decided to go for the Dragon Blood because he knows he's not going to be using the Breathe Fire in this lane right away. So Breathe Fire is a really good spell at reducing the enemy damage and then also being able to have more damage than the enemy to like deny creep. So here you can see what he did there. He actually lined up his Breathe Fire so it hits the creeps and the hero, and he just made sure that he can get both of them at the same time. And it's super good, like efficient usage of Breathe Fire. Other usage of Breathe Fire would be when the one creep is low and your creeps are starting to get low too. You just get the last hit, you use this on the enemy, and then you just deny the creeps from him. When you play Dragonknight, it's very nice if you can like contest the enemy for the denies, because even if they try to harass you while you're waiting to deny creeps, you're gonna regen back up super fast, right? You got 6 armor, you got so much HP regen, it's actually just insane. And on level 3, you're just gonna pick up another point in Dragon Blood. And you can see here, the Ember is like having a really tough time just being able to get these free losses, even though he's got Quelling Blade, he's got good damage. It's because In Your Dream is like making it really difficult for him to get those free last hits, right? But just by sitting in the wave and playing for the denies. And whenever he can, he will also, now that he actually goes for the Breathe Fire build. Interesting. So he wants that extra 170 damage just so that he can get more last hits with it. He feels like he doesn't really need extra Dragon Blood in this kind of lane, but I would definitely recommend going 2 levels in Dragon Blood over the 2 levels in Breathe Fire, just so you get that extra 4 health regen and 3 armor. It pretty much doubles, right, the effect of the Dragon Blood, which is such a nice to have. And then if you do scale this up, you can just pretty much right click this Ember back and just harass him. But instead, he's using the level to Breathe Fire to, you see again, getting 2 last hits and hitting the enemy with it. And this Ember is like 8 last hits in this lane. He feels so uncomfortable fighting up against this Dragonknight. Like, I have not seen an Ember do so poorly in a while, especially against a DK. This matchup normally goes okay, but because of the way that he's lining up these last hits, it's very bad for him. And now at level 4, he skills a Dragon Tail and gets a free kill on the Ember. This Ember did not expect the Dragon Tail to come out whatsoever. And you can see his first items he got is a Bracer and a Ring of Regen, and then he picks up the Soul Ring. So that gave him that extra health regen, and also the Bracer is going to give him magic resistance against his Ember Spirit. Maybe one of the reasons why he didn't take Dragon Tail is, the Dragon Blood is because he wants the 2 levels in Breathe Fire and then the Dragon Tail on level 4. That kind of makes sense too. Or maybe because he just felt like he's so strong already, he doesn't need that extra level in Dragon Blood. But if you're having a weaker lane, you're definitely going to want to level this up. And now this Ember is like super sad, right? Like, he wanted to use that Flame Guard and get those last hits, but then In Your Dream just like denying all these creeps and just last hitting so freely in the lane has pretty much tilted this guy. And the only reason why I can do that is because of how powerful Dragon Knight's Dragon Blood is, and the Breathe Fire reducing damage. So you can see here, again, he lines up the creeps. He makes sure that he doesn't hit this range creep again, so it doesn't go too low. And then he goes back for the melee creep, so when he lines up the Breathe Fire, he can get 2 creeps and hit the enemy hero at the same time. And now he's got that level 3 Breathe Fire. So he's actually going for a different route. Instead of going the Dragon Blood being leveled up, he's going for the Breathe Fire build. Now, it does cost a little bit more mana, but it also does a bunch more damage and lowers the cooldown. So it's very nice. Very good lane shoving skill. Most Dragon Knights you see go for a 2-1-2 build because the level 2 Dragon Blood is so valued in this lane. And we can see here, just like getting the runes from the Ember, taking that DD, and that's going to give him more denies. This Ember has gone straight into the jungle now. He feels like he cannot lane here any longer after this DK just like contesting him for all these creeps. Oh my goodness, and he gets that stun out, and this Ember is so tilted. Holy smokes, he probably did not see that coming at all. Most of the time, Dragon Knights don't skill Dragon Tail on level 4. They would normally skill it on level 5 after they get like a 2-0-2 build. But in this lane, because In Your Dream was ahead in last hit as well, he skilled that Dragon Tail up because he saw there was a potential to get the kill on the Ember Spirit. So now he's got a belt, and you can see how much strength stats that he's built up throughout this laning stage. He didn't buy boots or anything, he just went all for the strength item, so he gets massive amount of base damage. And his HP is like almost 1,300 5 minutes into the game now. And as soon as he gets level 6, you're just gonna use it. So it doesn't matter if like you're laning against no one. If you're laning against nobody, you just click your dragon form, push out the lane, start hitting the tower. You want to start chipping away at that. If you're laning against someone, you just use the dragon form and start hitting the hero because it does a lot of damage. And that's pretty much your biggest power spike in the lane is when you hit level 6. And just from that, he did like about 600 tower damage, pushed out the Ember from the lane again, and also gonna clear up all these creeps. He got 42 last hits and 14 denies on 5.5 minutes. This is pretty much like almost perfect CS in the mid lane, fighting up against this immortal Ember player. And now you're just gonna keep harassing his mid tower. It's okay if you don't take the tower with your first dragon form. Normally, second dragon form is like when the tower dies. One thing you can do as a Dragon Knight is like you can always ask people to come to your lane and help you take the tower. Your second dragon form, so that or if let's say the first dragon form you have a catapult coming, you can ask your position 4 to rotate there and help you pressure the tower, and maybe you might even kill it. Now if you're fighting against someone who you can't push a tower into, like for example a Puck, you can just rotate to like let's say the enemy safe lane on your second dragon form and start pressuring the carry and pressure that tower there, instead of just staying mid in a position where you can actually. Look what he did here too. He just used his casual stun because it only costs 100 mana, right? Just to deny that the range melee creep. First he wanted to deny the range creep, but he couldn't get it, so he just denied the melee creep. There's something some of the Dragon Knight players do too. It's like they just stun the hero and just deny the creeps from the enemy. It's actually bugged right now. He's not actually in dragon form, but he will use it now. This is his second dragon form, and as you can see here, the Shadow Shaman has rotated to the mid lane to help the Dragon Knight. And because the Shadow Shaman was mid, they actually get a kill on the Ember. And they're going to take this tower now. So, before we even saw what he was doing, we already predicted like, he's going to call someone mid lane. And that's what you should do as a good Dragon Knight player. Your second dragon form, you definitely want one of your teammates to come help you either take the mid tower, or you're rotating to take another tower elsewhere. Because you got to build up that tempo. And now he's got that power tread, so he's got 1,540 health, 91 base damage. He's feeling great, or 100 base damage if he's on strength treads. Like he's feeling great right now. And then because he already took mid tower, he doesn't feel like he can reach top lane and pressure this tower before the dragon form runs out. So he just goes into the jungle, farms out some camps, gets some casual, neutral items. And the way I always talk about this, like when you use soaring, you just use it on strength treads, move to in treads, and then use your spells, and then go back to strength treads. So you're not losing so much HP, and you're also gaining mana. Then he's always spamming his Breathe Fire now to just kind of like push out lanes and farm neutral camps. And you can see here, like after that one value point in Dragon Tail, you're just gonna max out your Dragon Ball. Like Dragon Tail max out is not that good. Stun duration goes up by like 0.25 per level. It's just not worth it. But the Dragon Blood is like super value. So now he's gonna start maxing out his Dragon Blood. Like I said, if you're playing in a weaker lane, level up the Dragon Blood at least. You don't need to max out the Breathe Fire if you're playing in a weaker lane, like where you're not feeling too good. But because he was like pretty much snowballing his lane, he just went for the Breathe Fire build. Now, for his next Dragon Blood, In Your Dream decides to rotate top. He knows there's no point to stay middle anymore. The tier 1 tower is already dead. You're not going to pressure a tier 2 tower. You want to take out all the tier 1s first. And he's rotated his way into the top lane where his supports are and also some vision is. And just like that, popping his dragon form in the top lane, taking that tower too, making more openings in the map. You can see how like he's playing as a team, right? The enemy Spectre is kind of farmed, and going top also means the enemy Spectre can't farm there. And this also gives an opening for your offlane to take mid for a while. And after he took the tower, he's just using his dragon form to like push the lanes out and farm some camps. Gonna use a breathe fire to just kill off these creeps, bully the enemy just a bit, and then he just runs away. He knows his dragon form is about to cool down. There's no point for him to keep staying up here. They actually get gone on. He will kill off the void spirit and then probably just walk away and teleport out here. They don't have many disables. Oh, actually, they do get him, so he will die here. This is gonna be his. It's gonna be a pretty bad death for him. So this was a mistake by In Your Dream. He didn't need to stay here anymore. If we just go back a little bit and just to show what happened, like once they started running here, he didn't need to turn around and go for this voice spray. He could have just walked away, right? His dragon form is running out and the enemy are all missing on the map. So once you've already done your job of taking the tower and you push out the wave, don't stay there anymore, right? This was actually In Your Dream's mistake to stay here and die like this. And again, like these guys are high in mark, but they know by no means are they like perfect. They will make some mistakes. But he did get the courier, and he also kills off the void spirit there, so it's okay. Like it's not too bad, but you know you don't want to give these kills to the Spectre if you don't need to. And then now the Dragon Knight, he's got Shadow Amulet, and he's gonna go for a Shadow Blade. That's gonna give him a lot of damage. It's a really good item on Dragon Knight. You have two routes. You either go Blink or you go Shadow Blade. It gives you attack speed, it gives you damage, and a way to like move around the map and kill the enemy. Kill the enemies or either get away. So now he goes back mid, pushes the lane out, and now that he's got this Shadow Blade up, he just farmed up his Shadow Blade, brought it with the courier. He gets a D rune, uses his dragon form because it gives him extra movement speed here, right? And then uses Shadow Blade, tries to see if somebody will push out the mid lane. Nobody showed up. He was just trying to see if he can get a kill, and nothing happens from that, and then he's just gonna go farm with this dragon form that he used. He knows that bottom tower is very hard to push right now because there's no tower here for him to TP to, so he's just gonna farm the top jungle here, gonna wait for his next dragon form, it seems like. And then after that, maybe we will see some rotations into the top or middle area. So here he sees some people coming into the jungle, trying to go on his Phantom Lancer, so he just Shadow Blades up, goes into a team fight. And you can see here, he always uses his dragon form first before he Shadow Blades, so he's get that ranged dragon tail when he comes out of the Shadow Blade. So that's very nice. And he focuses the supports first, kills the two supports, and now he can go on the Ember, kills the Ember, and then one by one the Bat Rider was going on the Spectre, able to kill off the Spectre here. And they're just gonna chase the heroes one by one just like that, and pretty much utilize the entire dragon form during the team fight, which is great. Catches it Pugna. That doesn't actually kill him, so he might actually die here. This is gonna be his second death because he went a little bit too deep, right? So we can see the pattern here. Once your dragon form is about to go down, you really need to just back off, right? Like here, his dragon form was already running out, and he kept running into the team fight. So it's much better that he gets out of the team fight after his dragon form is down, or about to go down. Like maybe let's say like 5 seconds in, 6 seconds before your dragon form down, you should already be out of the team fight. You shouldn't keep going anymore. So his next item now is going for a Black King Bar. If you look at the enemy lineup, all their damage is pretty much magical. Even the Spectre, when he gets Radiant, is going to be magical damage. So he definitely wants a BKB, and he doesn't want to get decrepified by the Pugna, and that's going to be much better. Some players might consider going like Aghanims, but it's much better for you to go DK at this stage in the game. That's for sure. Before you get like level 18, Aghanims is just not going to do too good for you. So here he uses the dragon form just to farm, right? So this is something a lot of Dragon Knights tend to do nowadays, is that once all the tier 1 towers are dead, and let's say you're not strong enough to keep snowballing. If you're snowballing, you should go for more towers, right? But if you're not snowballing, you can just use your dragon form, and you can just start farming with your dragon form, because it's splash. The Dragon Knight does splash damage, and you can like just farm so much once you get that level 2 Dragon Knight dragon form. So he pushes out the mid lane. He goes into the camps, just clears up 3 camps just like that. There's even a stack here, and you can see his net worth just keep climbing. Like, you don't want to ever stop farming with this hero or applying pressure. One of the two things you should be doing at all times. So now that his dragon form is on, it's only like a 50-second downtime. It's not bad. During your downtime, you can just tell your team, hey guys, don't buy, I'm just gonna farm a little bit. And he's just making sure he can buy his BKB so he get that power spike. And then he's gonna look to take another team fight after that. And you can see here, he farmed the camps, he went into a top jungle, saw there's no creep set, so he shoved out the wave there. And he just ran away, right? He doesn't want to die, he wants to like play near his team if possible. Gets a DD. And his BKB is complete now, and he's gonna be happy with that. He's not gonna use dragon form here to farm because he just hit a big power spike with his Black King bar. And now he can just play with his team. Or like, try to look for some plays. Here, Ember gets away. It was probably a sentry here that saw the Dragon Knight. And he just wants to use this form and tries to get like a pick off. Because if he gets a pick off, he can chain that into like a tier 2 tower. Or a Roshan potentially. So that's his plan there. So he just pushes the lane out. You can see his net worth. 10,000 net worth in his game. He even died twice. And his last hits too. Those are not normal amount of last hits for like a Dragon Knight. Because Dragon Knight doesn't farm very fast, right? But because he used his dragon form to like farm like twice in this game already, he's been able to get that. It's like having a Battle Fury, essentially. So here they found a Void Spirit just invading in the enemy jungle, and you can see in this game, like, he never played in his own jungle, like bottom area. He's always playing like aggressively, especially after the tier 1 towers are dead. Fight breaks out, he's just gonna back off. Respect the enemy here. Like, you don't have dragon form. Even if you have a BKB, there's no actual point to stay here and fight, right? You don't have the dragon form off, so you're just gonna Shadow Blade. I'm not too sure if it's a good play, but the Disruptor and the Pugna are low HP, so he's trying to see if like there's any potential in getting those guys killed, and he throws out a Breathe Fire, kills a Pugna. He has a BKB, he might just BKB TP out. Nope, no needed. Phantom Lancer is here. He's gonna burn the mana of the Spectre, and he's just gonna linger on the outer ends of the team fight just to see if he can cast some spells here. And just like that, Spectre died. So I would have gone out. I would have left that fight. I would not have used my BKB to see if there's a situation to take the fight. But, you know, that's why I'm not rank 3. In Your Dream, just lingering in the corners of the fight with just his casual BKB, no dragon form. And was seeing if he had any opportunities to be able to just cast spells. And he actually helped kill this Ember and the Pugna, which was really nice. And the PL here fighting on his own, and In Your Dream is just going to get out. He got Vesseled, he got dusted. There's no point for him to stay anymore. And he's going to go out, finds a regen bottom. He's very happy. Like, this game, it felt like even though he doesn't have a bottle, he's just like getting so many runes, right? He's making sure the enemy mid doesn't get runes, and he gets runes himself. He pops his dragon form, pushes out the bot wave, TP's mid lane with the dragon form active, goes on to the support. Now he's already level 18. Like, this is all a snowball from him using his ulti to farm, right? That's like one thing almost all Dragon Knights need to consider, is using your ultimate to push some lanes out and farm jungle camps. Once or twice is completely fine. And because he got his level 18 dragon form, like at 20 something minutes, it was insane, right? Going into this fight with that. And just like that, after the kills, they just chain it into a tower. Uses, like, pretty much utilize the entire dragon form duration. It was super good. So he's got DD now. Again, he always getting these DDs and regions. I mean, you can get these runes if you're always going for them, right? Every time a rune is up, if you always go to them, you're gonna get them, right? Maybe it's an illusion, maybe it's an invis sometimes, but you will get runes as long as you're always thinking about it and going for it. So now he's using his Silver Edge. He actually went for a Silver Edge after the BKB. It gives good stats, and it's really good against Spectre too. That's probably one of the reasons why he went for a Shadow Blade to begin with this game. So now they catch a Pugna, and he's got a BKB, right? So he's always okay to like be able to run into the fights even though he doesn't have ulti, because he can just click BKB now and just like stop the enemy magic damage from happening. He's essentially invincible as long as he has a Black King bar. And he's got an ult again. He uses it, gets a kill onto the Ember Spirit. Void Spirit goes in, does a lot of damage, but it's just not enough. And Silver Edge is a great item against Spectre, right? You stop her Dispersion and her Desolate from working, which is great. And now he's going for an AC next item onto the Dragon Knight. Even goes for the Hyperstone first, because he knows that he has plenty of damage, doesn't need to be any tank here. And just gonna go for the tier 1 tower bottom with his dragon form. Gets that killed and pushes the lane out. And you can see like his gameplay, he's pretty much been playing in this area most of the game. The only time he was in this area of the map was when he needed to farm with his dragon form, and there was no vision on the map from Radiant side. So with this high net worth, he's able to just go into the team fights and pretty much bully everybody else. And even with this, like without dragon form, he's still using Silver Edge or Shadow Blade to look for kills because his team is very strong at the moment. And just like that, they got the Void Spirit. Now the Spectre goes into the fight too, and he's gonna die. He even uses his BKB. Even without dragon form, is completely fine. It's actually so nice to watch like good mid players who are always pressuring and leading the fights for their team instead of just farming and waiting for their team to do something. So they're leading the fights and they're making sure that they're using their net worth advantage to stop the enemy from farming. And that's essentially what's happening in this game. So now they kill them off, and then In Your Dream is just gonna go help PL get his Aegis. Now he's gonna complete his AC soon. Just a little bit off. 26 minutes, he's got Silver Edge, BKB, AC. Right? Like none of these kills is because like someone set him up for it. Like he made these fight opportunities happen on his own. Right? Gonna go farm some Ancients real quick. Just wants to finish his item. Got his AC now. Now that his next item is ready, again he draws a line. You saw there. He go to the top tier 2 tower. Let's go fight there, guys. And now he's got his AC. Goes straight to the support. Kills the support off first. Make sure he can get someone out of the fight. Now it's time to get Ember. The one thing to understand about Dragon Knight is like within one stun duration, he can't really kill cores that fast, but he can definitely kill supports. So you can see in fights, he's oftentimes silver edging and going for the supports first. And just like that, straight to the mid lane after killing off their heroes. Getting that Rax, goes to the next Rax, bottom, gets the stun onto the Pugna. I mean, at this point, like, they've got full control of this game, and you can see the next item he's going for is the Aghanim's. Aghanim's is definitely like a 4th item, I would say. It's really good, it gives you a really good boost, but you don't want to get it too early because it doesn't really provide you with that much damage. It's more like tankability and mobility. So in this fight, he gets the Dragon Form back up again. The enemy tries their best to take another fight. But, you know, get that Silver Edge onto the Spectre and just easy clean up. They're so far ahead at this point now. So some things to learn from this game that's important is within Your Dream, he definitely played the hero perfectly, right? The only things he did wrong was staying in a fight or linger in the early game when his Dragon Form was running out. He should have just got out. But apart from that, like, he pressured the mid lane. He utilized his HP regen very well by denying creeps against his Ember, making his Ember feel really uncomfortable, making the Ember make mistakes. And then he pressured the tower with his Dragon Form. Second Dragon Form, he took the mid tower. Then the third Dragon Form, he went top lane and took that tower, right? Which is super good. And that pretty much opened up this map and all the possibilities for Radiant team to farm, but also pressure the enemy jungle. And then when he was strong, he always played in the enemy jungle here. And then when he was weak and he needed to use his Dragon Form to farm, he just farmed in here using his Dragon Form. And he also farmed here like one time after he took the mid tower. So he's always like doing something in the game. And later in the mid game, he just led his team, right? He just utilized his Silver Edge. He's like, guys, come with me. I'm going to catch someone. Got a kill. As soon as he got a kill, went to a tier 2 tower. Or the other time was he got a kill mid lane, 2 kills mid lane. They went straight for Roshan when they were really strong. GG. I mean, that's why this guy's like rank 3, and he was actually rank 1 for a very long time in Southeast Asia. What's special about In Your Dream? Well, first of all, somebody asked if we can watch an In Your Dream replay. I think it's good. And secondly, he's a great player. He's been one of the highest ranking players in Southeast Asia forever, actually. Like, in the last 4 years, he's been super high rank, if he wasn't rank 1.